Please don't screw this up. Please don't screw this up. Please don't screw this up. Well, Nintendo and E3 and all the other companies for E3 is coming really soon. Like, it's gonna be here before you know it. It's, as of this recording for this video, June 9th, 2017. And E3, if I remember right, I think it starts June 13th, right? Like, it's coming up really, really close. So I'm going to talk about something that I saw a few other video game, fans talking about too, just to toss my hat into the ring, or I don't know what I'm trying to say. Anyway, so Nintendo apparently is going to have a 30-minute only presentation, whereas the other companies are going to have, I think, like a 40-minute presentation. At least that's from what I've been hearing. And I'm going to talk about how I feel about that. I don't know, really. For me, I feel like 30 minutes should be enough. How I've made videos that are about 30 minutes long before, and I feel like it shouldn't be that much of an issue, hopefully. See, I feel like 30 minutes should be enough to get the point across, and it should be enough for them to do what they want to do for E3. Now, as to what they're going to do, I'm not sure. We all have an idea. Mario is going to be the main focus, because we no longer have Breath of the Wild to be the awesome hype of E3. Now it's Mario's turn, so that's going to be obviously there. That's obviously going to be more than likely the main focus, because it's Mario. It has to be their main focus. But then, what else are they going to do? Are they going to do just game trailer, game trailer, game trailer, game trailer, one after the other, and then maybe have a few conversations here and there, and then that's it, it's over? Or are they going to, I don't know, have silly little skits in between them, like with the puppets for E3? Are they going to do that? Or, like with Nintendo, it's so hard to really pinpoint what they're going to do, because they're very unpredictable in that sense. Some people are thinking that they might even show Super Smash Bros. For the Nintendo Switch. Now, me personally, if they do show that, I think it's just going to be a port. I feel like there's really not a lot they can do, because the game has been out for, a few years, but usually Smash Bros. Takes, if I remember right, I think 3 to 4 years to develop. So, even if they were making a new Smash Bros., it would be right now in the development phase. It's not done, it's not ready to be presented to the public, let alone presented at E3. So even if there was a new Smash Bros. Game, it would be right now in development, not a finished product. So the only thing I can think of is that it's going to be a port. And, if it is a port, hopefully they can, add a few new stages, maybe add some new characters, maybe add a few new modes. That would be cool. But do I think it's going to be at E3? It's a 50-50 split. It could be, but it also might not be, Now, as for Super Mario Odyssey, what are they going to do? I feel like they have to show off new levels, maybe show off a few new abilities Mario can do. I know that he can do that weird roll, where he can roll into a ball, and it looks eerily similar to the Spin Dash. Way too similar to the Spin Dash. And let's see, New Donk City. That they might show off maybe a new portion of New Donk City, because it's a city. There has to be, a lot of portions, a lot of, sections of the city that they haven't shown off yet. And I'd like to see more of that kind of Mexican Cinco de Mayo level. So yeah, they have to show off maybe more of those levels, more of what we haven't seen of those levels, and then just show off completely new sections of the game. Just show off new levels completely. Maybe show off a bit more of the plot too, what's Bowser gonna do, what are his bosses gonna be like, is his boss battles, crap like that. And, hopefully they can introduce some completely new games, things we have not seen before at E3. I've seen rumors that supposedly Animal Crossing is going to finally come back and be on the Switch. Now, what they mean by that, the article I read about that. Hopefully it is the real Animal Crossing. No more freaking spin-offs like Happy Home Designer or freaking Amiibo Festival. I want the real Animal Crossing to come back where you're a villager and you just live your life. It's Life, the video game. You go pay off the mortgage of your house, and they can then expand the house and make it bigger, and as they do, the mortgage then gets higher, because it requires more and more money to make the house. So that's what I like about Animal Crossing. It's just Life, the video game, pay off the mortgage to your house, but the way you do it is all up to you. So I would love that to come back. And also, I personally know as an artist, I do like the ability to make your own clothes. Like you can draw, you can digitally draw whatever you want by coloring the pixels for the shirt at the Hedgehog shop. Was it Mabel and Sable? Yeah. If you go to their shop, you can actually then digitally color the pixels for the shirt, and whatever you draw and you save it will become a shirt for the animals to buy. And if they like it, you will then see animals running around your town with your shirt. So I like that. I think that's cool. And you can just design your own personal clothing to wear. And I would love all of that to be in Animal Crossing for the Switch in beautiful HD. And, I think it could look so cute and so cool in HD because it's, stylized, cartoony graphics. So they can just polish it up and make it look really nice like that. That's the thing with Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival. I hate the gameplay. The potential for it to be cool was there. Animal Crossing meets a Mario Party. That could have been a really cool spin-off, but Nintendo just had to make stupid decisions to ruin it. But regardless of that, the game itself looked very nice. The models were so clean and so smooth. No more did we have those really, obvious pixelated, really blocky textures that we had on Animal Crossing for the GameCube. With it being on an HD console, more or less, it still was really nice. It looked very, very nice. All the textures were nice and smooth. It was very, very pretty to look at. The textures were bright and colorful. So I would love for the Switch to Animal Crossing to look like that, but maybe even more, because again, even more HD, even more pretty, whatever. Because again, the Nintendo Switch is, by all means and purposes, in terms of like hardware and capabilities and crap like that, it is better than the Wii U. So I would love for the Nintendo Switch to just make Animal Crossing look better and bring back the old gameplay. Also, moving on from that, I would like them to show off Fire Emblem Warriors, more gameplay, a release date, and maybe show off some of the characters too. Like, we've seen Chrom, but I want to see other characters. We obviously have to have Marth, we gotta have Roy, we gotta have Ike, especially because now their popularity has skyrocketed, especially thanks to Super Smash Bros. Most people know them probably from Super Smash Bros. And Fire Emblem, in my opinion. And personally, I'd like to see a little bit of Corrin too, male and female Corrin, what's their gameplay going to be like, and crap like that. So I would love to see that at E3. I would love just to see a brand new game entirely, something we have not seen before, something Nintendo has not talked about, and surprise us at E3. They need to make E3 a big deal because it is. We need to see new stuff from them. We need to have, more games released for the Switch and stuff like that. Some people are thinking that ARMS is going to be at E3, but I don't know. I mean, if it is, what else could they really do? What else could they really show? Because, well, we already had the Nintendo Direct for ARMS, and that Nintendo Direct pretty much covered everything, I would say, that we need to know, because that game is coming out really, really soon too, if I remember right. I think that's coming out June 16th, So that game is on the way too. So really, I feel like there's not really that much more left to show until the game comes out. That direct pretty much covered the elemental aspect that the little arms have, the boxing gloves. It covered the new characters. It also covered that in the future, just like Splatoon, this game is going to start out really small and they get more and more and more updates. And that it also said that during those updates, we're going to get even more new characters and even more game modes and crap like that. So this is basically Splatoon all over again. Game starts off kind of small and in content and then gets expanded more and more and more. So really, what else is there left to show? At the end of the day, it's just a boxing game where you punch people, like there's nothing really too complex aside from, obviously the strategy and crap like that and the elemental boxing gloves, but aside from that, it's just boxing. So there's really not much left to show here. So do I think ARMS is going to be at E3? I don't. I feel like they really don't need to put it at E3. They already showed it off enough times. The game is already on its way, so I feel like there's not really much left to show. So Splatoon 2, I feel like that will definitely be at E3. They definitely need to have that there to promote the game. Let's see. I personally would also like them to... Honestly, I'd like them to make another Star Fox game. Just pretend Star Fox Zero did not exist. And just make a new Star Fox game for Nintendo Switch. And make Shigeru Miyamoto not as involved. Because he's the one that wanted the motion controls. He's the one that wanted it to be basically Star Fox 64 again. So, yeah, can we not have him as involved this time? As much as I respect the guy for being the creator of Star Fox and The Legend of Zelda and Mario and Donkey Kong, well, I feel like over time he's kind of losing his touch. Most of his decisions now for the games are hindering them and hurting them, like how he's pretty much killed Paper Mario as a series altogether. And he's slowly but surely hurting the Mario and Luigi series. I've heard that that's not the same anymore, that just like Paper Mario, it's changing a lot. And it's basically abandoning some of the things that made it so interesting. So, and then he's also the one that makes Mario seem kind of boring and repetitive. At least with the 2D game. That's why I prefer the 3D games. So, this guy is hurting his own franchises. Can we, make him, I don't know, do something else? Because so far, Eiji Aonuma seems to be knowing what he's doing. When in terms of, taking The Legend of Zelda, making it cool, and making it... I mean, it already was cool, but making it new. Like with Breath of the Wild. Even though I don't agree with the music choice, I feel like we still need the more super intense orchestral music, like with the story trailer. I would definitely prefer that to come back, but whatever. I'm going off topic. I'm basically saying I want a new Star Fox game. Make sure Miyamoto do something else. Just keep him away from Star Fox. Keep him away from 3D Mario, which they are. Super Mario Odyssey is being made by other people and not Shigeru Miyamoto. And really, I don't know, I really can't think of anything else. I guess new Kirby, for those of you who like Kirby. And maybe a Pokemon spin-off on the Nintendo Switch. I know we got Pokémon Tournament already, but I would like something else, like, on top of that. Make another Pokemon spin-off on the Nintendo Switch. Would I have liked some cool Pokemon update for Sun and Moon, some HD version on the Nintendo Switch? Yeah, I think that would have been cool. I think it would have been nice to take the most recent Pokemon game and put it on the Switch, polish up the textures, make a new story. Basically what we got for Pokemon Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, with it, put it on the Switch. I feel like, honestly, they should not have released that so soon. I feel like... Well, I mean, I know it's not coming out. It's coming out, I think, a few months later. But my point is, I feel like that's still too soon. I feel like by the time that game comes out, Pokemon Sun and Moon, the original, is only going to be out for 1 year. And now you're making a sequel already. I feel like that's a problem with the video game industry, too, in this day and age. Everything comes out too fast. It doesn't last nearly as long as it used to when I was a little kid. I feel like video games have just lost their longevity, you know? And I feel like, as a result, we should have had Pokemon Sun and Moon just ported over to the Switch and polish up the textures, make a new story, stuff like that. I think it would have been nice. But whatever, we have another Pokemon Sun and Moon. It's basically Pokemon Black and White 2 all over again. Anyway, my point is that I wanted to try to squeeze that in too, you know, because I didn't get to talk about Pokemon Direct. My point is, I want a Pokemon spin-off game in addition to Pokken Tournament, which honestly, it's nice that we got that for the Switch. I even called it. I said I wanted it for the Switch, and it's basically coming to the Switch, so yeah, I even guessed it. But there's really not a lot of additions for me to really warrant buying it again. It's just like, I think, plus 5 new characters and a few new game modes, that's really it. That's really not much of a deluxe, that's not much of a, you know, extra cool version, but whatever. Point is, Nintendo, don't screw this up. Don't screw this up. I'm worried they're gonna do something that also makes them look kinda lame. Because sometimes they do and sometimes they don't. So with Nintendo, I'm worried that somewhere down the line they're gonna do something really embarrassing and look really lame. I'm hoping they don't, but part of me really thinks they're going to at some point in the Direct. Or not the Direct, darn it, the E3 presentation. Here's hoping that they come up with some cool ideas and some new games we have not seen at all or heard of at all being presented at E3. And I hope a good presentation from Nintendo is shown off. So this is Lit and Fire going away. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I will see you all next time. Bye.